on a smooth Tuesday evening. How's everyone doing? It's the Teddy Bear, and welcome to Night Traxx Radio. And tonight's artist spotlight, my goodness, she's more than a triple threat. She's all that and so much more. Singer, songwriter, best-selling author, actress, a shoe creator, of course, of the Nichole 27 shoe. I'm talking about the one and only fantastic and gifted entertainer, Natalie Nichole. My queen, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, and you look captivating, my love. Age is done. It
Thank
is
you.
wonderful. Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. In my 2 year, I took a 2 year hiatus, and during that time, you came out with a book. It
Yeah.
was God, the Natalie Nichole story. And while I was on my break, I had to go on and I had to go actually purchase the book. And
Oh,
I
okay.
read it. And, oh, yeah. And I found out some things about you that were really revealing. And I want to applaud you for showing that level of transparency, being able
Thank
to really open yourself up because, people, it's easy for people to sit back and criticize and condemn people.
you.
And you
Right.
were very brave. And I appreciate that. And I wanted to ask you, I know we're going to get into the music, but the book really took me back. And I wanted to ask you, how therapeutic was it for you to do the book?
Beyond therapeutic. I feel like I almost kind of relived everything as I was writing it. I mean, even now I'm trying to do the audio and I have to like stop in pieces because I'm like, man, you can refill everything. It's pretty detailed and I can't even believe sometimes that I went through some of the that I went through. I feel like, man, I'm a pretty nice person considering.
Because every time that I've had the pleasure of conversing with you and having you on the show, it's always been positive. I've always been really enamored with your get up and go attitude and being able to persevere and not allowing things to stop you. But again, after, a matter of fact, I read the book 3 times and I
Oh
just
man.
kind of sat there and I kind of shook my head. I'm like, this is incredible. I mean, from the things that you had to experience, I mean, we all, anybody that's a person of color, we all sometime or another going to experience racism. That's just a fact
Right.
of life. But the other things that you
Right.
experience, and I noticed the one thing about as far as exploring and really truly understanding your sexuality, and I think for a lot of men as well as women,
Right.
have a challenging time really
Absolutely.
expressing their yeah, their sexuality, trying to get in a comfort zone and truly, really, truly understand who they are. When did you become truly comfortable with yourself, being comfortable in your own skin?
I feel like in general, I've always been comfortable as me. You're not gonna get any other version. But
Right.
as far as like knowing my sexuality for sure, I feel like I didn't even like announce it or anything. That's why I knew I was so comfortable, because I didn't like, guys, I'm coming out or anything like that. I was just like, it is what it is. This
Right.
is how I've always felt. So, um, I mean, I don't know. To answer your question, I just feel like I always knew and I've always been confident in who I am as a person. I don't feel like my sexuality changes anything about my confidence or my work ethic or anything that matters. So
Right.
um, I've never really let it affect anything other than, I mean, I guess what people might feel their own right, in their own way. But I mean, I'm not here to judge you,
Right.
so I expect not to be judged as well.
Right. Speaking of being, and you bring up a very valid point because I want to bring in the church because the church has a tendency to be very hypocritical, fire and
Yeah.
brimstone. And I've always said this. I said people should be allowed to live their life how they choose to live their life, as long as they're not doing anything to hurt anyone and they're happy. That's all that matters to me. And I
Exactly.
bring it up for this segue. is that I know a very important person, a very important individual that plays a very integral part of your life is your
Hmm.
mother. What has
Absolutely.
it been like to have that level of support and unconditional love from her?
Everything. I mean, my mom has genuinely been like my backbone all my life. She's been the voice in my head saying, "Hey, don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do. You can do anything you put your mind to, and as long as you work your butt off for it and you get it fair and square, it belongs to you. That's fine. Do it." So, she's always been, my number one fan and supporter, and my mom. That's my mom. I love her. I'll do anything for her.
Without question. I mean, it definitely. I've seen it as far as the interaction between you two. It's like you're splitting image of one another. And it's like you.
Yeah. My
It's
twin.
like she. Yeah, you're yin to her yang. It's definitely a beautiful thing. You do so many things. When do you find time for yourself to have just that? Not Natalie the business person, but just Natalie just away and just having that own personal free time.
Whew, you definitely have to make time. You definitely have to make time. Like I try to like go to the park or go outside or like yeah, see the sun, let the sun
Right.
see me. You just have to make the time. I mean, I try to do it like on the weekends or after I've worked like a long day, I try to make sure that I just definitely take a day off, to like rebalance
kind of
myself because it's a lot. It's a lot.
kind of decompress a little bit.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
lot of responsibility when you're on when you your boss.
Yeah.
When you're yeah, it's a lot of responsibility, especially being an independent. The one thing I have a bone to pick with you.
Uh-huh.
Every time that I have interviewed you, you'll give us a slice of cheesecake, a little tantalizing single here, a little single there.
Right.
When? When are we going to get an album? An EP? I mean, a
Oh,
full fledged EP.
that's what we're working on right now. We have 6 more songs to finish. Just 6 more songs to finish, and it's a 20-song album. It's called Evolve,
Wow.
and it should be out in the next couple months because we're putting out all the singles that are going to be on it, and then we're gonna just throw it out there for everybody to enjoy. It's a lot of music.
Okay. Well, it's well,
Fun.
it's worth the wait. You have put out a lot of wonderful music. So, I've been waiting a long time to get a full course dinner. So it's definitely worth
Yeah.
the wait. So under pressure. I want to talk about the title in general. What does the title mean to you?
Oh man, Soul Under Pressure. I actually wrote it last year, and it was depicting people who I have to work with who I guess develop some sort of perception of me, and whenever you don't give them an answer that they like, um, they make it seem like you're the bad guy,
Right.
when really you're just giving them the facts and you're telling them the truth, but they don't like the truth.
Right.
So um, it was based off of that, like having to deal with people misconstruing whatever you're putting out whenever you're genuinely trying to give them all the facts so they can, make their own way and do it the right way, but really they just apparently don't want to do the work that it takes because they didn't like the truth. But that's what it was
Right.
originally about. But
Okay.
now for me it depicts something else. Like I'm getting blessed and there's a lot of pressure in that, and I just dealt with my father passing away literally a couple weeks ago. um,
Wow.
and it was right before I was going on a tour and working on this album, so I was excited and then I was so low, and
Right.
I just had to pick myself up and go on the tour because I worked so hard to do it and get to that point. So I went on the tour anyway, and then came back, and I've been crying for the last like couple days since I got back from the tour. So I've been having to like, feel that
Right.
loss. And So Under Pressure depicts the highs and the lows of working and making it, and just feeling that the soul under pressure.
Right.
That's what it
some of
is.
the some of the video clips that my program director was kind enough. Thank you so much, Tammy, for doing that for me. Sent me some of the stills of some of your
Mhm.
concert footage,
Yeah.
and looking at you, and I didn't know him. First and foremost, my condolences, but now I have a thorough understanding of what you were going through from
Yeah.
from an emotional standpoint in your performances.
Right.
How is it? How challenging is it to try to keep things?
I think you kind of froze a little bit. There we go. I can hear you now.
There we go. There we go. There we go. I was asking how were you able to kind of maintain that kind of balance?
It was hard. I don't know where I get courage sometimes or resilience, but I know it's built in me because I usually in the most trying times in my life, I've been able to, you know, keep a steady mind and walk right on through it, and then go through all the emotions and try to, unpack it at a later time if I have to,
Right.
or I do it as I can, But for this tour in particular, I was even singing a song called "This Is Us," and it was kind of like the icing that was melting off of my cake because it's a beautiful song and it wasn't about my father, but some of the lyrics um, made me think about my father while I was singing it because
Right.
it was literally like the first couple words are, for the past 2 weeks I've been awake contemplating things, searching for a remedy and feeling defeat. And I was like, dang, because it was literally the last 2 weeks where I was going back and forth to Lubbock to see him, and then he passed away, and I was just like, oh my goodness, right? So it was hard to keep it together. It really was. But somehow I managed it. I managed to, and I did it for him too, because I know he would have been proud to see me be on a tour. And it took that long to have that type of opportunity. And I just know he would have been proud. So I had to do it for him regardless and do it for myself.
Well, you have definitely put in a lot of work. Like I said, I feel truly blessed because I've interviewed you so many times, and to see where you were
Yeah.
and where you're at now is incredible. But going back to the book, it doesn't surprise me because you being resilient, being able to micromanaging, putting things in its proper perspective, it's made you the person
Right.
that you are now. You're
Absolutely.
extremely strong, highly intelligent, and you are definitely motivated. And I got to ask you, what would it take for an independent artist? What would it take for a major label to sign you? What things that they would have to concede to you in order for
Ooh,
you to sign a deal?
I needed fair. I needed fair. I mean, if I'm doing all the work, like I do all the creating the songs, writing the songs, I co-produce my records, I mix and master these records, I arrange the songs. Um, the artist does the majority of the work usually. Not everybody. I can't speak for everyone, but for me, I'm so involved in every step that the label doesn't have to do very much. So if you're gonna,
Right.
want to sign me or anything like that, you'd have to make sure that I own all of my publishing, which they don't like normally because that's where the money is. And
Absolutely.
I own the fact that I'm the songwriter and all of those things. I'm not going to ever give my catalog away. That's me. That's who I am. Those are my feelings. Why would anybody else be able to take credit for that? You know what I mean? So they'd have to have a real nice deal and be very fair.
It would be hard for me to even imagine you giving up.
You broke up a little bit. I still can't hear you, but you might be coming back. There we
There
go.
we go. We're back. We're back. All right. Modern technology. But
Right,
yeah, most of the labels, they want to sit up here and kind of mold you into a piece of clay, and they want to dictate what you do,
right,
how you dress, and they want to point you to quote unquote a certain kind of demographics. And I could never
right.
see or even imagine you being put into a box.
I've
I
tried it.
just
I've tried it. It doesn't work.
it doesn't work. I can't see somebody telling you, Natalie, this is what you're going to do. It's like, ooh, that's not.
See, and I'm all for like doing process and doing what needs to be done, but I'm never going to compromise my character. I'm never going to compromise my integrity, and I'm not going to, bow down to anyone. The only person I'm going to bow down to is God. So if you can't be fair, if you can't be realistic, I really don't want to be a part of it. I'll work my butt off till I'm gone, rather than ever deal with anything that's not fair, not for me.
I totally agree. And for those who are tuning in late, shame on you. But the teddy bear does forgive you. We're being joined by the super talented Natalie Nichole. Of course, our new hit single, Soul Under Pressure, featuring Amaury Love. It's weird because my son's name is Amaury. So I'm like, okay, we're doing something. You went out and you toured. I gotta ask you, the UK market is huge.
Right.
Have you set any goals to try to get over there, to do some performances over there?
I know some people there that have been telling me, like, hey, come over here. We know you can do it here, type of
Yeah.
thing. And I'm like, we got to plan it, guys. We got to get our ducks in a row, especially because you already know I do everything, pretty much myself. I do have a manager. He assists with a lot of things and planning stuff, but a majority of it is me carrying it on my back. So
Right.
I'm all for it. I have nothing against that. I'm ready. We just got to plan it.
Because they have a love affair with R&B music, and every artist that I've had the pleasure of interviewing, they talk about how receptive and the love that they have, the respect that they have for
Right.
American R&B artists. I mean, from not just England, but Switzerland, Germany,
Hmm.
Japan. They love it, and my only fear is if you go out there, I don't think you come back.
I might
That's
not. I might not. I'll become a citizen over there and just chill.
because a good friend of mine who just recently passed away, Bobby Caldwell, and we would talk all the time. And he would tour Japan extensively, and he said they would treat him like royalty over there.
Absolutely.
Treat him like all for one, same thing. So I said, wait a minute, she's gone out, she's in toured, and I said, wait a minute. I know she strives for bigger and better things. I said, well, now it's time to go over to the UK
Absolutely.
and
That's
put
that's
some
the next stop.
and provide them a Natalie moment because they're
Oh,
definitely missing it. Lord have mercy.
facts.
And family, be sure to get the new hit single, of course, Soul Under Pressure. It is available as we speak, featuring Amaury Love. I got to ask you, you've already said you just about finished with an album.
Hmm.
Have you come up with a title for the album?
Yeah, it's called Evolve.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So what does evolve mean to Natalie Nicole?
I feel like that's the stage I'm at. I mean, all my albums or all my pieces of work, we have 2020 that came out in the year 2020, but it wasn't named after the year. It was named for 2020 vision,
Right.
because I felt like I had a clear vision of what I needed to do, the process, and be able to just knock stuff out. The project after that was called Moments, and I felt like it created moments for you. If you listen to those
Right.
things back to back, it's a moment, right? And then Evolve is kind of like all of my life coming to a head, and then you get so many different emotions from track 1 to track 20. And there's pieces of like even very first album from when I was 15 years old that's nowhere to be downloaded because I took it down. There's pieces of those 15-year-old songs, and then there's pieces of 20-year-old me, and then more adult me now, late 20s. So it's just like an involvement of me,
Right.
and I couldn't think of any other better title than that.
Well, we are definitely waiting. And family, be sure you can purchase a lot of this wonderful merchandise by stopping by Natalie's official website, of course. That would be, of course, Instagram. That's at Instagram.com/Natalie underscore moments, and also the official website at Natalie Nichole. And the book, please get the book. It's available on paperback, also on Kindle. The paperback is $19.99. Look, if you can afford to go out and spend $200 on a pair of Jordan, you can afford to spend $20 and get some wonderful reading.
Yes,
If
definitely.
you could get in a time machine and go back 7 years,
Oh,
and you had an opportunity to have a discussion or
oh.
conversation with that Natalie, what would be some of the things that you would talk to her about to help her be better prepared for this journey?
Oh man, 7 years ago. Whew. I would have been like, girl, listen. You think that this is because I know what was happening during that time. So you think that this is what's gonna make or break you, but not really make or break you. Just you think that this is a high point. You haven't even gotten there yet. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Keep working. Don't be discouraged. You're gonna learn so much in this point in time, and it's gonna be so valuable for you later. You, you're gonna shine. You're gonna shine the way you're supposed to. Um, so just don't get discouraged. I mean, I feel like I would have known that anyway, but I mean, God, there were so many things that I learned 7 years ago, literally 7 years ago, that I'm just like, I wish I could just give all the information of me now, then, and I would have just started sooner certain things, and I would have just avoided certain things. But you got to live life, and you go through what you go through, and you learn what you learn. So, oh, I think we froze again. Hi, everyone. I don't know if you could still hear and see me, but if you are here, um, thank you for tuning in. We have a lot of music coming out. And as I was saying, as far as the 7 years ago, I would have just given myself advice in regards to just keep going. I mean, there's nothing you can really do.
Well, there we go. Now we're back. My goodness. But again, like I said, I'm so very proud of you to kind of sit back and see your growth
Oh,
from where you were and where you're at now. It is incredible being your own boss, having complete creative control over
yes.
your product. It is definitely a beautiful thing. Now, you got to tell me about these shoes. You're also a shoe creator too. Tell me about these N27s. I have to know.
Yes. Okay. So my manager, I love sneakers. My sneakers are like my
Okay.
thing, I think.
Okay.
So he was like, I know this company where you can create your own shoe. Do you think that's something you want to do? I said, yeah, I've been wanting a shoe since I was like 5 years old. Um, so I was like, what's the information? So he literally sent me everything, and I just designed the shoe. I called it the N27s because my name is Natalie Nicole, and there's two
Right.
N's, and there's 7 letters in both names. So it's
Oh, wow.
N27.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and you hear it all the time in my songs. I always say like N27, right? So I named the shoe K Mob into seven, and K Mob stands for Keep Mastering Overcoming Boundaries. And I kind of made them like a combo shoe. You can dress them up, or you can like be urban street with them, because they have leather on the front and then green, and they're kind of tan, so they kind of can match pretty much anything dressy. And then if I mean anything urban, so like greens and tans and black, and there's hints of white. Um, but I don't know. I put it all together, and it was I gave it the motto of why walk when you can fly, because I call my doves, my fans doves. So
Right.
it kind of like all coincided together, and it just made all the sense in the world to have shoes, because when I was homeless I only had one pair, and they they have holes in them. They were walked in for like through everything. So I was like, man, it's the journey,
Yeah.
and why walk when you could fly, and
Absolutely.
let's be inspirational for everybody who's having to walk. You know what I mean? Like there's so much steps to it. I just wanted to be inspirational, and put my story together, because I only had one pair of shoes. So
Hey, I can definitely relate. And most people that have never experienced what it's like to be homeless
right,
and then being able to overcome that and
right.
to be where you are now, it's incredible. It is really incredible. And I gotta ask you, you're doing so many different things.
Yes.
Have you thought about kind of dipping your toe in the acting waters as far as doing some movies or some television?
Well, I definitely am an actress. I've always wanted to act. I had a role opportunity literally like 7 years ago. Uh,
Uh-oh.
but at the time I was homeless, so I couldn't get to it. I couldn't go. I was in
Right.
Atlanta and I was in Texas, and I had no money, I had nothing, so I couldn't make it to it. I probably would have been in more stuff by now if I would have been able to get that first one in. But I'm always auditioning. I'm always up for even short films, or people who are just creating for themselves. I'm down to just get the work in. Even doing lending my songs to movies and or series, things like that. I've done that. So I'm definitely wanting to do acting. I write scripts, so I mean, maybe I'll just have to make my own movie to do my first.
Once you put your mind to it, you can do anything. I mean, I've seen a lot of successful independent movies. A
Yeah,
lot of them. I want to give kudos to Marcus Houston from Immature, because this is what he's doing now. He does a
yeah.
lot. Yeah, he does a lot of independent movies that I've seen quite a few on Tubi. So I mean, it's there. The outlet is there. Do you think it'll
I
ever
was in
come?
one of his movies, Howard High. I was in one of his
Oh my
movies,
goodness, that's
and then and I also was. I've been in a few commercials and stuff that I've been paid for, but like yeah, I was in one of his too, briefly, not like the main character.
well. You the star now, my love. It's time for you to sit up here and start making some major moves. Do you
Absolutely.
think it'll ever come a time for you where you'll kind of step back and start having more artists under your umbrella and strictly just stick to the business aspect?
Um, I don't think there'll ever be a time where I'm not making music for myself, because it's therapy for me, so I will always do that. But yeah, there will be a time where I take on more people. I tried to at one point, but like I said, they didn't want to listen to the facts. Everything that I have to do, they didn't want to personally do. And I'm not here to do the work for you, just like no one else is here to do the work for you either. I'm here to
Right.
give you the answers, though, so you can apply it and do it.
Yeah.
I have all the information. Let's go. But they didn't want to do that. So I have to really find artists that are willing to put in work and jump in with me, because I can't carry them, because I have to carry myself. And I can be there for you, though, and I can show you the ropes and give you the answers. So you just got to apply it.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because my program director like I said, I took a hiatus for about 2 years because I needed a break. I After 14 straight years, I needed a break.
No, I
Really needed a break.
can
I needed a break,
imagine.
and I was receiving countless emails from artists and this and that. When are you coming back? We want to do
Yes.
this. We want to do that. And I was saying to myself, I said, and like you really have to be in the right frame of mind to
You
be able
do.
to do the things that you want to do because we all experience a certain level of burnout. Well, we
Yes.
like you said, I want to be able to go outside and see the sun.
Right.
Yeah, you know, but then you put so much of yourself to create something that's yours and no
Right.
one else's. And that's why I said I can definitely understand and I can definitely relate to that. So again, man, like I said, it makes for people that don't know. Like I said, when Natalie first came out with some music, I had her on my show, and I said, man, she got something special. She has a voice. She's got that get up and go mentality. She is going to be a star. Now to sit up here and watch you, see you do all these incredible things with the books, the shoe, being an author and all, it's like it is a fantastic, fantastic feeling. Do you have any idea? Are you going to be able to do some more touring this year? Do you have any plans to do that? Do some more
Oh,
touring?
oh, absolutely. We have a show late April, and then we're probably going to add on some more shows. We did like 16 shows already this year. So yeah, we're just adding on, and then definitely next year we're going to continue the Evolve tour. So it's going to be like an extension, but the album's going to drop like late this year, not late, but like later this year, to where we're still going to be marketing for it even next year. So um, yeah, I mean, there's always shows. You can find the show tickets and things like that on my Spotify page. They'll always be posted there, or you can always just find them like on natalienichole.com or in my story on Instagram. They're always everywhere. And flyers. I have flyers all the time.
We have to get you in the House of Blues. We have to make that.
Oh God, yeah.
We definitely have to make that happen. But I promise you this: when you go back on tour, if you're touring, still touring out here in Texas, I will definitely come to the show because I would definitely like to do a um, a remote interview.
Yeah, I mean, I should have let you know beforehand because I was
Yes.
in Houston. It's okay. I'll be back there. I have some shows
Okay,
lined up there.
just let me know, and we will set it up, and we will make it happen because I need my book signed, young lady.
Yes, I would love to sign it for you. Absolutely.
Remember, family, the new hit single, of course, Soul Under Pressure, is available as we speak. And remember to make sure you go to the official website. That's natalienichole.com. And also be sure to follow her and support her on Instagram at Natalie underscore moments. My queen, it has been long overdue. It is a pleasure to have you on the show. You know the teddy bear loves you. Whatever
Yeah.
you need, I got you back. I'm here. I had to come back. Hey, I had to come back and claim what's mine, sweetheart. I had
Right.
to.
Thanks. I'm so glad to have you back. I was one of the ones asking where you were. I was like,
Yeah, it's been crazy. Yeah, whew,
it was
man,
needed. It was needed.
signing paychecks, being responsible for other people.
Oh yeah.
It just they got tired. And then my manager said, "You know what? You need to get back. They want you back." And I said, "Well, I'm not going back to Blog Talk." She said, "No, no, no, no. We're not doing that no more." So what are we doing? We're gonna start doing Facebook and Instagram live shows. I said, "Okay." And the short time that I've been back on there doing this, from a monetary standpoint, oh, it's been quite lovely.
That's good.
It's been quite lovely. But at the end of the day, it's about the artistic platform, and I can honestly say, from my heart to you, you are an captivating dove, and keep doing your thing, sweetheart.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, family, the fantastic and gifted Natalie Nichole here in Night Tracks Radio. My goodness, man, it is such a. I feel like I feel like a proud uncle, man. I really truly do. I don't know why, but I really do. I have watched this very talented young lady grow to where she's at now, and it does me good because I run across so many independent artists that want so much but not willing to put in the necessary time and effort and work to become what they're capable of being. So to see her do this and to see where she's at and see where she came from makes me feel good. And I want to thank everyone for allowing the teddy bear to help you tune out all the negativity. A lot of love, and we apologize for earlier. We were supposed to do an interview earlier with Cali Cass, but we had some technical difficulties. You know how it is, modern technology, but we were able to do what we needed to interview Natalie Nichole. It was definitely an honor. I want everybody to remain safe out in these streets. Love one another, take care of one another, as in always. Keep it soulful here on Night Tracks Radio. Lord have mercy.